So a lottery has two ways of distributing its money. $1,000 each week for life, 660,000 all in one lump sum. So the current interest rate is 6.76. Okay, so it really depends on how old you are, right? So if you're really young, probably $1,000 for each week for the rest of your life is a pretty good deal. But if you're 80 years old, you probably want this lump sum right away. Calculate. So here, 1, 2 is monthly. We don't know how long, what is the time period? Okay, what is the time period so that receiving $1,000 every month is actually equal to $660,000. Okay, so this is $1,000, right? The interest rate is that, so it's 0.0676. Let's divide that by 12 to get the monthly interest rate. So it's this. So you have 1.00563 repeating. Okay, and the second one is going to be just 1.00563 repeating squared all the way to this one, right? To the power of n. We don't know what n is. We can get an expression for sum of all of this. So a is this is a, and r is 1 over 1.00563 repeating. So a is 1,000 over 1.00563 repeating, 1 minus the r to the power of n, 1 minus r. Okay, so this is equal to this. Okay, so let's multiply top and bottom by 1.00563. Okay, and then isolate for this term here. So we first have to multiply by this and divide by that. Okay, so if you actually divide it, we actually lose 3 zeros right away. If you multiply, you get 660 times by 0.00563 repeating. Okay, let's continue here. You get minus 1.00563 minus n. Right, you get 660 times by 0.00563 repeating. Okay, minus 1. And you multiply both sides by negative 1, you get this positive and this to be negative. And minus n is going to be this, a log of that. Over log of this. Okay. And of course n is equal to the negative of all of that. Because this here is negative, this is bigger than 1, we actually get undefined here. Which means it doesn't matter how many thousand, right? Like n is undefinedly large. N is undefinedly large right now. Okay, so taking into account of the interest rate, it's better to take this money right up front. Okay, put it in the bank and let the bank give you the money, and they can give it to you the rest of your life as well, or perhaps they can shorten the time and give you a lot more than 1,000 a month. So when is option A better than option B? If this interest rate happens to be really low. Okay, so much lower, so that because if the interest was 0, right, how many payments we'll get will simply be 600 and divide by 1,000, right? Even then, we get 660 payments. Okay, so if you divide that by 12, $55 years. Okay, that's a really long time. So for most people, it's better to just take the money. And the only time it will be better is if this is close to 0 or even maybe negative. Like the banks just simply do not give you any interest.